A raven begged a man to help its baby in distress. It was a sunny morning, and Miguel was enjoying his walk through the neighborhood park. The cool breeze and the chirping of birds made the day feel perfect. As he strolled along the narrow path, a large raven suddenly caught his attention. It swooped down from a tree and landed directly in front of him. Unlike the typically shy birds of the park, this raven stood its ground, staring at Miguel with its glossy black eyes that seemed filled with urgency. The raven let out a loud caw and then took a few steps toward Miguel, only to turn around and flap a short distance away. It stopped and looked back repeatedly, as though urging him to follow. At first, Miguel hesitated, but the bird's unusual behavior piqued his curiosity. Finally, he decided to follow the strange raven, which led him to an old tree at the edge of the park. Beneath the tree, Miguel discovered the source of the raven's distress. Nestled between the roots was a small, helpless baby raven that had clearly fallen from its nest. The chick trembled, its wings slightly splayed, emitting soft, high-pitched chirps. Nearby, Miguel noticed the gleaming eyes of a cat hidden in the bushes, intently watching the scene. The adult raven cawed louder and circled the cat, trying to keep it at bay. At that moment, Miguel realized the raven had called for his help to protect its vulnerable chick from the lurking danger. Miguel stood frozen for a moment, taking in the scene before him. The small raven chick lay beneath the tree, its wings slightly twisted and its feathers ruffled. It let out faint chirps as the larger raven, clearly its mother, perched on a low branch above, cawing incessantly. Meanwhile, the glowing eyes of the lurking cat in the bushes crept closer, its intent on the vulnerable chick unmistakable. Miguel knew he had no time to waste. Without hesitation, he stepped forward and clapped his hands loudly, trying to scare the cat away. The predator's gaze shifted briefly, but it held its ground, its focus unwavering. Miguel picked up a branch from the ground and waved it firmly, shouting to drive the cat off. The feline hesitated, growling softly, before retreating into the deeper parts of the park. The mother raven atop the tree went silent for a moment, as though assessing the situation, before resuming her urgent cries. It was clear she recognized Miguel's intervention, but was still urging him to do more. Miguel knelt beside the injured chick for a closer look. It trembled, but its eyes were open, and it weakly reacted to his presence. "Don't worry, little one," Miguel murmured softly, as much to calm himself as the bird. Pulling out his phone, he called the local wildlife rescue. "I've found an injured baby raven under a tree," he explained, staying protectively close to the chick. The mother raven kept a watchful eye on him from her perch, seemingly assessing whether Miguel posed any threat to her young. Within minutes, the rescue team arrived, carrying a small transport box and gloves designed for handling wildlife. One of the rescuers carefully examined the chick. "Its wing is sprained but not broken," they reassured him. "It will recover, but it needs rest and care." They gently placed the tiny raven into the box, lining it with a soft blanket for support. Observing the mother raven's distress, the team decided to catch her as well to keep her close to her baby. "We'll take them both to a rehabilitation center. They'll be well cared for," the rescuer promised. Miguel exhaled deeply, a wave of relief washing over him. Watching the team carry the pair away, he felt a profound sense of gratitude. He had saved a small life, and perhaps even a bond between a mother and her chick. The wildlife rescue team carefully transported the injured raven family to a nearby rehabilitation center. The raven chick was immediately examined by the medical staff, while the mother was placed in a separate, secure aviary. The veterinarian confirmed that the chick's wing wasn't broken, but was severely sprained. "With a bit of time and rest, it will make a full recovery," he reassured Miguel, who had accompanied them to ensure the birds were in good hands. At the rehabilitation center, the ravens were given a quiet enclosure. The chick was provided with food and hydration, while the mother kept watch from a high perch. Miguel observed as the little raven cautiously attempted to move its injured wing, encouraged by its mother's gentle caws. The caregivers explained that once the chick was fully healed, they would release the pair in a protected area of the park, where they would be safe from predators and free to live in the wild once more. After several weeks, the big day arrived. Miguel was invited to witness the Raven family's release. The staff transported the birds to a clearing in the park surrounded by tall trees. The mother raven was the first to hop out of the transport box, inspecting her surroundings before flying to a branch. The chick, now fully healed, fluttered cautiously after her. Miguel smiled as he watched the two ravens take to the sky, their silhouettes disappearing into the distance. "They're free now and safe," he thought, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for being part of their rescue and recovery. After releasing the Raven family into the wild, Miguel couldn't stop thinking about the events of the past few weeks. The courage of the mother raven, seeking help for her injured chick, had left a deep impression on him. It was a testament to the incredible intelligence and compassion animals can display, qualities that many people often underestimate. Miguel realized that this small encounter had not only changed the ravens' lives, but also his own. Animals have so much more depth than we give them credit for, he thought, as he strolled through the park, watching birds soar above him. The raven's story reminded Miguel of another tale he had recently heard. In Germany, a baby raven had followed a man for hours, prompting him to call the police out of confusion. At first, no one could understand the bird's persistence. Eventually, they discovered the chick had lost its mother and was desperately seeking help. The police brought the young raven to a wildlife shelter, where it was safely raised and soon found a new home. That story, like his own experience, showed Miguel how profoundly animals can communicate in their own unique way. Miguel began deepening his knowledge of animals and their behavior. He read articles and books about the intelligence of ravens and other wildlife, marveling at the countless examples of their problem-solving skills and capacity to form connections. The idea that animals don't just act on instinct, but make deliberate decisions fascinated him. He thought about how the mother raven had intentionally approached him for help, risking her trust in a human to save her chick. From that day forward, Miguel saw nature through a different lens. Every walk in the park became an opportunity to witness life's small miracles. Whether it was the loud calls of crows or the quiet movements of a rabbit in the bushes, Miguel felt a stronger connection to the animals in their world than ever before. The raven's story had taught him an important lesson. Compassion and intelligence are not uniquely human traits, and the bond between humans and animals runs deeper than he had ever imagined. Animals have the power to touch us in unexpected ways and teach us profound lessons about life. If this story inspired you, share it with your friends, leave a like, and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming and extraordinary stories. We look forward to seeing you next time.